Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside. Let me find my notes here. There we are. Welcome to Esoteric Influences for Wednesday, the 24th, I guess. Yeah, the 24th of June, 2020. Wow, we're almost to the end of June. How about that? I love June. I really do. It's a scary month because we're never really sure when the frost is going to end. So, usually by this time though we're fine, and I don't have to be worried about covering anything out there. But we had some cold moments, and they didn't get down to, well, maybe one night it did. It got down to 32, but we held off planning some stuff outside. But then we pulled the trigger on it, and of course, it was like, I don't know, 37 or something, and I know the peppers sure didn't like it. So but they're pulling out of it, so we should have a really good crop of. I think we did cayenne this year. I don't think we did any Thai pepper. Usually that's what we grow, but I think he got the wrong seeds or something. I don't know. He grabbed the wrong packet because we save our seeds and dry them and stuff for the next years, and those keep for a long time. So I don't really know what he grew, but it's looking. The way they're looking, it's not looking like they're going to be Thai peppers. So I'm not sure I'm going to have any of that this year, but I still have quite a bit from before. So not a big deal. We have a 6 energy today for the 24th. 2 and 4 adds up to 6. And so we don't reduce that any further. So higher self-influence and expressions of shared purpose and benevolence are experienced today. You may find that your intuition is also strong and that new beginnings could be possible today, but from a higher self perspective. So, keep ego out of the conversation. Just let it watch, see what it's supposed to be doing. Anyway, let me pour these out here and see if I can find Yura. Yura is the rune for today, not the one we're going to do here or next, not here, but next when I do Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune. Well, where are you, Yura? Now watch, it'll be the very last one I turn over. Oh, almost. Well, there you go. That's a little more helpful. It's Ken S, forward and reversed. You can see that. So the light of spirit expressed inward and outward, informing who you are, and then your expression, outward into the world. It's an earth element rune. It means transformation, balance, give and take, cycles. It's an herbalism and gardening rune. I included actually in a garden vine rune I have hanging about in different greenhouses and garden spaces that I have. Let's see, what else is it? Oh, unfolding awareness, energetic alignment. Also means year. I mean, technically that's what it actually means, is year. It also means fertility, which is why it makes it a really good garden vine rune to help speed growth and all of that. But today we're going to safely engage with others with this energy, reach out and offer assistance where needed, and experience the reciprocity fostered by a shared sense of purpose. Allow the transformative moment to unfold. Right now we're in this moment of transformation. We've got 6 planets in retrograde, and they're all suggesting a loosening of perception surrounding, each issue that the planets offer and influence they offer. And I just think that this is a time where we have to get on the same path. Whether you're talking about the virus itself, of the COVID-19 virus, or you're talking about the virus of racism, we have to get on the same shared path here. We have to build the world that we want to see instead of the one that seems to always get imposed on us. We're going to want to, with the moon in Leo today, exercise patience, particularly because the moon is also in conjunct Pluto and square Mars. So avoid, taking the bait and having a more aggressive approach to things. People won't really appreciate that. Avoid overreach and stretching yourself too far in all directions, because a little grandiosity can happen today with Leo's influence on the moon and on our moods. From the human design section of the Esoteric Influences over there at I'mSteppingAside.com. If you're following along, great, because now you can see you're in the section where you can see what the human design charts look like. They're really kind of interesting. Let's say today we're to reflect on how best to be a role model for others, both during the pandemic and while we protest for social justice. The continued alignment between the sun and the north node of the moon and the earth and the south node of the moon. Each pair are sharing the same gate or hexagram from the I Ching. It's all pushing us in a direction forward together on a shared path. Let me see what I've written here. The past actions are informing that. In other words, who we've been to one another in the past is now informing the choices we're making to get onto a shared path with one another. It could be that not everyone in the country was aware of the police issues. If you live like I do in a smaller area, you might not see things like that up close and personal and firsthand. You just might not. And so while you know generally that there are issues with the police and with the Black community and the Hispanic community and any other community of color, although we know it, maybe we don't really know it. And so now is a time where we're waking up to this and we're all in shock, and so we're all on the same page. And you're seeing more and more people do this. Just standing up and saying, this is not right, what's happening. And so, again, we're seeing that the north and south nodes of the moon govern, the north governs the future, and that's the simplest way of looking at it. It's more complicated than that, but the south node governs karma, or the past, and how that influences the present. And so, again, I think that in this 22 year, we're seeing that level of change that's happening. Ignore the self-righteousness and deception from naysayers, choosing wisdom and alignment in shared purpose with others instead. Again, with the retrograde planets, we've had 6 of them, I guess, now in retrograde, where things are getting fuzzy, things are loosening up, perceptions aren't quite as tenacious. And so we have a chance now to explore some different truths and see how they resonate with us. And maybe they will resonate more heavily, impact us more than what the past has been doing. So the statues are coming down, in other words, and maybe that's a good thing, because what they represent is something that we need to, it's something that we never should have needed to go through to begin with. And it was imposed on us in any event. And perhaps now we've finally gotten the resolve in this time of ascension, in this 22 year, to do something different, to see things differently, to experience life from the standpoint of source presence, or the higher self influence, to actually be the creator in form versus the ego or the reactor. It doesn't work out when we do that, as we've all seen. It's sort of at the heart of all of this. So in any event, thanks so much for watching. We'll come back tomorrow and do it all over again. I'm going to start the Esoteric Influences here today. I try to start them on Wednesdays. It just gives me a little more time to work on them. And then also the correspondences will go up, and astrological information will go up again on the blog today. So look for that. And also, when I close here, I'm going to watch it, and then I'm going to go ahead and start the Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune video. So look for that as well. And have a wonderful day, and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.